It is Edinburgh Derby time. I'm excited. I'm buzzing. I feel like a kid who still believes in Santa Claus. But having said that big fat red bastard better give us a bag load of points here, because we need them. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland 90. It is the Football Manager career with Hearts 2023 to be exact. And we have got a lot going down in today's episode. Not only do we play Hibernian, but we also have the January transfer window opening. Now, that is the good news. The transfer window is opening. The bad news is I don't see us signing anybody. We recently signed Matt Ritchie on a free, and that pretty much just spent the rest of our wage budget that we had remaining. So I don't think we will make any signings, but of course, there could be a player or two that leave the club, and if that happens, then I will possibly look at making replacements and bringing in reinforcements. Now, we do have St Johnstone to play before we get to the January transfer window. We have Hibs on the 2nd of January, so hopefully we're not too hungover and we can go out and absolutely smash the Hibbies. As for St Johnstone, let's just have a quick look at them. 19 games in, they've only got 9 points. Their goal difference is minus 37. They are struggling big time, and we cannot afford to not win that game. We have to win that game. Speaking of not winning games, we didn't win our final game of the last episode last time out. We drew against Dundee United 2-2. It was a really, really poor game to drop points in, because we absolutely dominated that. So Dundee United, up until like the 80th minute, they only had 2 shots, and they were winning. They were actually winning 2-1. Thankfully, Lauren Shankland saved our bacon with a goal in the 93rd minute, so I'll be forever grateful to Shankland. And he's just scoring goals for fun. If we look at the top goal scorers for the Premier League, he can't be that far behind, actually. He's got 19 goals. That must be near the top here. Let's have a quick look at the Premiership top goal scorers. I would have to assume that is one of the wait, I was just missed it there. So he's second. He's on 16 goals already. He is 2 behind Kyogo Furuhashi. And I think Shankland is that 20-goal a striker season that we need. He's just banging the goals in left, right and centre. Maybe you could argue the only concern is that we have a bit of a drop-off back to the next Hearts player, which is Alan Forrest with 6 goals, and Barry Mackay with 5 goals. But it seems to be a similar trend. If you look at this, it seems to be like, if you look at the big clubs, they all have one striker who is doing well, and then the rest are quite a far bit behind. I mean, look at Rangers. They've got Alfredo Morelos with 15 goals, but they've nobody else in the top, 18? Celtic, they've got Kyogo Furuhashi leading the way, but they've no one else all the way down until Dyson Maeda, so Celtic's second top goal scorer so far this season has 12 goals less than their top goal scorer. That is a massive margin. So that seems to be a common trend in the league, that it seems to be one person that is essentially firing in all the goals. So I'm hoping Shankland doesn't get injured, man. We will need to wrap him in cotton wool, and I have to assume that he will be playing against St Johnstone, fingers crossed, if he is fit. But then again, like I said, we covered St Johnstone at the start of this video. They're not very good, man, and if we cannot beat them with Shanky or without Shanky, then we probably deserved to be shanked, because we should be beating St Johnstone. We really should be. And Nathaniel Atkinson's making progress. That's what I like to see. As per requested, players to transfer list. Really? Transfer list Sander Clark and Lewis Nielsen? Why would we do that? Sander Clark is the heir to the throne. You know, he is going to be the man once Craig Gordon, unfortunately, retires. So I don't think we're going to be doing that. In terms of Sander Clark's wage, he's on 2,000. It's quite a lot for a player that barely ever features, but I guess the only way to fix that is to feature him more. That's one way about it. And as for Lewis Nielsen's on 1,500. Again, doesn't really play much, but you know, that could be on me. Maybe we need to be playing these guys more. Lewis Nielsen's got so much potential that there's no way we'd be letting him go. I just looked at this. I just noticed we've got a lot of players on £3,000 a week. Maybe Do we need all these players? I don't know. I do not know. Gary Mackay-Steven, I mean, I don't think his contract's up anyway soon. He's on £3 a week, man. We need to get that off the wage budget, surely. If we look at when players' contracts expire, there's 4 players that could potentially leave in the January transfer window for free. Those are Robert Snodgrass, Gary Mackay-Steven, alright, Stephen Humphries, who's not going. He is going. I mean, he's not really a Hearts player anyway, so he'll be leaving regardless. And Michael Smith. But what I've noticed is, all of these players are like well into their 30s. Got Mackay-Steven 32, Smith 34, Snodgrass 35. But I wonder, Snodgrass, I wonder if he's worth... I would actually like to keep Robert Snodgrass. I'm going to see if he wants to sign a 1-year contract extension. Because I would like to keep him for another year. So, 1 year would take him to May 2024. I don't know if I want to give him a 2-year deal. It seems like an awful lot. It does seem like an awful lot. Let's see, how low does this thing go? Apparently not low enough, right? Agent fees, we're going to do that. I believe that's what he's currently on it. No, actually, we're getting his wage down. Wonder if he'd accept that. He might actually, if we give him a 2-year deal. If we give him a 2-year deal, I don't know if we want to do that. Should we give him a 2-year deal? If we give him a 2-year deal, though, we're cutting his wages by £500 a week, which I think is good business. But again, in 2 years he'll be 37. What kind of level will he be playing at? It doesn't. You know what? I'm gonna see if he wants to accept 1 year again. And I can't give him this whole thing if he doesn't accept 1 year. Agent fee. Let's see if he accepts this. No, he wants 2 years. He definitely wants 2 years. Yeah, you know what? I'll give him it. There you go, Robert Snodgrass here, so he's agreed. And we can get Robert Snodgrass to continue his stay at the club. Because I think Robert Snodgrass is a good player. And it does make sense. He's currently on £3 a week, and he is cutting his wages by £500. So even though it's meaning he's going to be at the club a year longer than we maybe want him to be, I still think that was a pretty good option there. Michael Smith, let's see why this guy doesn't want to stay. Because I want... why, mate? Why? Why is he not interested? Why does Michael Smith no longer want to be here? Enter contract negotiations, but he doesn't want... This kind of sucks. So, what's the other options then? Release on a free, set for release, mutual terminate. I don't want to do that. Maybe he'll change his mind. And as for Gary Mackay-Steven, do I really want to offer him a contract? Discuss contract. Would be very... Okay, so Mackay-Steven and Smith don't really want to sign new contracts. That could be a blessing, to be fair. But we'll see. So we've got a full card of Premier League action here. Hibs are taking on Celtic, which is pretty good for us because hopefully Hibs will lose to them and we can win and we can open up a 6-point gap. So that's what I want to happen. Focus on playing down the middle. Or St Johnstone shite down the middle or something, or they just shite in general? You tell me. You tell me. Right, let's build some match fitness then. Let's build the fitness. And let's go. Let's see. So our winger, we're missing a winger here. What happened to him? Who stole our winger? Where the fuck did he go? We could play Stephen Humphries out on the wing. So injuries to Boyce. Halliday's not fit. Peter Haring's injured. Could play Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie's not really suited. Stephen Humphries suited better, perhaps. Stephen Humphries hasn't really got a great record at the moment, though. His rating's kind of down. Gianelli's not playing great either. You know what? I think we'll go with Matt Ritchie. I think we'll give Matt Ritchie a start on the wing. See how Ritchie performs there. Devlin and Benenjmi, if I switch them around, does it not do better? No, it doesn't really do anything for them. Alright, so we'll keep Benenjmi then playing as the anchor. I think that might work better for Benenjmi. Might suit him a bit more with Devlin in the ball-winning midfield role. You know what? We'll give Michael Smith a game. Yeah, I like Michael Smith. He's the Rolls Royce. He's never let me down. So even though he doesn't want to sign a contract, I'm going to start him there and see how he gets on. Kingsley's been okay. Halkett's been okay. Did we get Nielsen on the bench? Because I want to start playing Nielsen. He is on the bench. And I think that's us then. George Grant asking. He wants initially agreed playing time. So George Grant wants more playing time. I guess we'll look at making that happen. But this one he's going to start on the bench. And Lewis Nielsen's available to come on. And I think that's it. That's it. What about Craig Gordon? Craig Gordon's been playing well. But, you know, I'm going to give a start to Sander Clark because I do need to start playing him more. And he needs a bit more game time. So we're going to give a start to Sander Clark. Boom. Cannot ask for much more than that. And you know what? What about King? What about, I tell you what, we're going to give a start to Nielsen. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to give a start to Lewis Nielsen. And there you go. So the players that aren't happy, the players that want more playing time, you can't really ask for much more than that. Okay, we're not playing George Grant, but I will bring him on at some point. And that is it then. So here we go. Nielsen, Sander Clark, Smith coming on, getting a game. We're playing bottom of the table, St Johnstone. They really are doing horrible at the moment, so we should be able to win, regardless of what team we set out with. I mean, on paper, the team doesn't look that bad, but for some reason they've been shocking. So let's see here. All the best. We're favourites, and I want us to play like it. Forget about playing like favourites. I just want to win. We need to win, no matter what we play like. Anything but a win here is totally unacceptable. So the players need to know that, and they need to make sure that we do collect 3 points here, or else I will be very pissed, to say the least. I'm looking at St Johnstone here, McDermott Park, and its stadium is pretty empty. I guess that's what happens when you're currently last and cut adrift at the bottom of the table, playing absolutely horrendous stuff. Nobody really wants to come and watch you. But St Johnstone have got the ball here, and it's Halkett just intercepts that there. So Halkett just doing what Halkett does, really, isn't he? Big Craigie just taking care of the problems. The problem solver. It's ball to Barry Mackay. Here we go. Finds Cochrane, then Cochrane. Oh, what a ball into Shanklin. That's brilliant. That is just top class, man. Cochrane has been so good lately on that left back style, on that left back position. You know, I think moving Kingsley into the middle is probably the best thing we could have done, because then it just allows Cochrane to play at the left, and we don't have to choose between Kingsley or Cochrane, because for me, I don't know, they're both really good. Cochrane, no, he just do so well. At the start, I wasn't a huge fan of the guy, but he's proven me wrong. I'll admit that. I'll stick my hand up, and look at that. Aberdeen are 3-0 up against Kilmarnock at Rugby Park, 4-0 up in 20 minutes. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that Aberdeen, of all teams, feels weird Aberdeen beating anybody 4-0. Rangers have a 2-0 lead over Motherwell, so any chance of us catching Rangers today looks like that's not going to happen. But yeah, so far so good. We're 1-0 up. It's been a pretty quiet game. There's not that much happening, but we do have the lead, so I can't be too disappointed. We're controlling the game. We're doing well. Let's just keep controlling the game, guys. Let's keep doing well. We've had 7 shots to 2. We've had a large majority of the possession. If things keep going this way, then we should be looking pretty good. Ball into Halkett at the back post. Matthews makes a diving save, and he prevents us from going 2-0 up there. Prevents us from doubling our lead. That's what it looked like we were about to do. I thought Halkett's header was on course to go in the back of the net, but the goalkeeper had other things to worry about. He said, no, Cochrane just clears that away, but only as far as Brown. Brown in towards Nicky Clark. Thought Nicky Clark was about to get tripped there. Thankfully didn't. What a tackle for Lewis Nielsen. Bit dangerous there to make a tackle like that on the edge of the box, but he didn't care. And it was a good tackle. Now it's Carey. Carey from distance. Oh my God! Thunderbolt for distance. Sander Clark was beaten, but the crossbar wasn't. And the crossbar makes a save that the goalkeeper could not. And now Devlin picks the defender. He gets it for Constantine. Devlin from... Oh my God, to Cammy D. That was fucking shocking. Cammy Devlin's son, man. Why was it that bad? Honestly, why was it that bad? I think we might take Cammy Devlin off here. George Grant said he wants game time. Fuck it, let's get George Grant some game time. I'm going to bring George Grant on. George Grant can play deep line playmaker on support. There you go. We'll play him that. Any other subs that we're going to make right now? Who's not having a good game? Who is not having a good game? Matt Ritchie, Alan Forrest, Barry Mackay. They're not really doing that good. You know what, we'll bring on Robert Snodgrass for Alan Forrest, and that's the 2 changes that we'll make right now. St Johnstone got the ball back now with Brown. Good tackle from Barry Mackay. Concedes the corner, but it's better than conceding a goal. But St Johnstone will look to be dangerous for this corner, but then they don't even show you the highlights. So They couldn't have been that dangerous because nothing happened. Halkett just whips one out to the left-hand side. Barry Mackay is first to it. Barry Mackay into Cochrane. Cochrane, heavy touch. And Cochrane loses the ball. And Cochrane could be exposed here. He's halfway up the pitch. He needs to get back here. It's Ali Crawford, the former Hamilton man, trying to get the ball around. Benenjame, it's headed away by Halkett as far as Robert Snodgrass, former Scotland international now, moving into the St Johnstone half. He's tried to pick out Ritchie. It's not a great ball, but Ritchie eventually gets it back. Ritchie with a great pass to Mackay, and that's it. That is 2-0. It's game over. And I tell you what, Matt Ritchie, when you're a quality player, you never really lose it. And I think Matt Ritchie has proved that there. What a pass, Ritchie there to find Barry Mackay. And you cannot complain with that. That was pretty damn good. And now we are 2-0 up. Game is pretty much over. I might make a few more. We're going to bring Keogh on for Benenjame. I'm going to bring on Gary Mackay-Steven. Let's give Gary Mackay-Steven some game time here. And is there anyone else that doesn't get... we'll bring on Stephen Humphreys for Lawrence Shankland. There you go. Boom. Trying to keep everyone happy here. And I think that's what we're going to do. So let's just tell the players to... Let's encourage them as we get into the last 10 minutes. Maybe they can add a goal or two to their Oh, no, and he points to the spot, and for what? And Hibs have just equalised against Celtic, by the way. Kel McGuinness. But I didn't see a penalty there. Referees just gave St Johnstone one, gave them a lifeline. Jamie Murphy steps up. Oh, Sander Clark went the right way, but he couldn't save it. And I tell you what, 8.5 minutes to go. We've made a lot of changes. We've kind of disrupted the team here, and I wonder if this could come back to haunt us. I didn't see a penalty there. I don't know why the referee gave a penalty, but I am beginning to slightly panic here. We're going to go cautious. Oh, ball through Shankland. Oh, Humphreys even. It's not Shankland. Shankland's been taken off. It's Humphreys, and there you go. As soon as St Johnstone thought they were right back in the game, we just end it for them. But that's disappointing. I mean, I'm glad we're going to win, but we should have had the clean sheet, I think. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we've still got a 2-goal advantage, but I mean, at 2-0, it just looked like a comfortable day at the office. I mean, it has been comfortable, but a clean sheet would have been nice. It's a shame for Clark and the defenders to lose that. But we're playing some good stuff here. Grant now. Humphreys again. It's played through. Can Humphrey... Oh, Humphrey's brilliant. I think Humphrey's only had 4 goals coming into this game, and he's already scored 2, so he's like scored half of his goals already in one game than he has all season. Kyo Furuhashi is giving Celtic a 2-1 lead with 5 minutes to go. That's good for us. And there you go, that is also good for us. It's finished 4-1 at McDermott Park. So I'm happy with the way you played, guys. Well done. You should all be proud of yourselves. And it's a good win. It is a good win. As Jim Goodwin would say, that was a good win. Speaking of good win, Aberdeen also won by 4-1. So yeah, away from home as well. So a good day for us, a good day for the Sheep. And I'm happy to see Humphreys get a few goals there, because I think he needed it for his confidence. And that just tells me that, you know what, maybe we don't need to rely on Shankland. Maybe Humphreys can challenge Shankland for the starting position up front. Because before those 2 goals, I mean, it had been a while since Humphreys scored. And, I mean, Shankland was undoubtedly number 1. He's still number 1, don't get me wrong. But I feel a bit more confident now that if, you know, Shankland was carrying a bit of an injury or if he wasn't fully fit, I feel like we could maybe play Humphreys up front and would be okay. But we're doing alright then. We're 6 points out of Hibs in the league table now. We play Hibs up next at Tynecastle with a chance to make it 9. So I'm not going to get too carried away here, but we could essentially seal 3rd place if we win our next game. That's how I feel about it. I think that is true. I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to get too big-headed. But I think if we opened up a 9-point gap, it'd be tough for Hibs to claw that back. I really do believe that. So that's what I'm hoping for. I haven't gave up in 2nd place either, mind you. But 3rd is the priority. I've always said that 3rd is the priority. And anything above 3rd would be a bonus. If we can run Rangers for 2nd, then absolutely fantastic. But the main thing for me is getting 3rd place. And I think we've got a good chance of getting that. Apparently Lewis Nielsen's been doing well in training. That's good. That means I'm more likely to give him starts, and I want to see that. I want to see players do well and try hard in training. And unfortunately, this will end the debate against who plays up front against Hibs, because Stephen Humphreys has picked up an injury. He's got a twisted ankle, and he is reportedly going to be out for about approximately 3 to 6 weeks. So let's call it a month, and that absolutely sucks. So yeah, it's fair to say that Humphreys now will not be starting, and that's just so bad. That's bad luck, man. No, the guy gets 2 goals in his last game, came on late as a sub, gets 2 goals, in good form, in confidence, running high, and then he picks up an injury. You know, it does suck, but what can you do, guys? There's no magic sponge that will make him heal quickly for the Hibs game, unfortunately, so we'll just have to go without him. Mohamed Salah, though, has picked up Footballer of the Year. There's no Hearts players, unfortunately, though, in the top 3, so we won't really take too much of a notice of it, but Salah, Benzema and Kevin De Bruyne have won the award. So haven't seen any of them play, haven't followed any of them, couldn't tell you if this is right or wrong, but yeah, definitely no Hearts players in there. Where's Liam Boyce, for God's sake? Why is he no number 1? Jesus Christ. Discrimination against bald Northern Irishmen, that's what that is. But before we play Hibs, there is the Scottish Cup 4th round draw to take place. So here we go. The name of the game is pretty simple. Try and get a home tie and try and avoid the Old Firm. If you can do that, you've one step in the next round. So Aberdeen versus Kelly. So that's a pretty good draw for us because it means that 2 top flight clubs have been ruled out already. So happy with that. Arbroath against Airdrie, Battle of the A's. We have St Mirren against Cove Rangers. Peterhead now, I'd take Peterhead, even though it's an away game. We don't get Peterhead, though. It's going to be Peterhead versus Raith. St Johnstone versus Livingston. I know are all Premier League ties, so can't be that many Premier League clubs left, but the 2 big ones are still in there. Celtic, alright, we want to avoid this. Oh, for fuck's sake, man, really? Oh, man, that's a bummer. 4th round fucking tie, and it's the hardest possible tie you could get. Celtic at Parkhead, man. What a joke. Why couldn't Kelty Hearts have got Celtic, man? Seriously. What is this? Calibrate. Look at Hibernian, man. They got a non-league team, for fuck's sake. We get Celtic. What's that all about? What is that all about? Rest of the draw, then. I mean, look at all these teams that we could have got. Look at what you could have won. And Alloa finish up and they get Rangers. So, yeah, disappointed with that. I'm not happy with that draw whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, if we can beat Celtic, then you could argue maybe we even go favourites for the cup, but it's going to be a tough game. Ange Postecoglou likes to win trophies. He likes to eat up trophies like they're Smarties, so he'll be wanting to win that game. There's no doubt about it. But talking about games that people want to win, we want to win this upcoming game. It's Hearts versus Hibs. It's a massive game. Of course it's massive. It's the Edinburgh Derby. It's always massive. And yeah, I am absolutely buzzing for this, and I want to make sure that we win this. So we will obviously be going to try and win. We've also got Rangers. I mean, I say that, it's like we don't try and win some games. Like, obviously we try and win every game, but this game is extra special. Big card today. You got the Old Firm as well, and then you got some other games that no one really cares about. But aye, here we go. We're going to... I'm going to stick with positive. I'm going to stick with positive because I feel like we can take it to Hibs. I feel like we're the better team. I feel like it's worth us attacking them. Right, Richie's played okay. Alan Forrest didn't have the greatest game last time out, but I'm going to stick with him because he's got 7 goals this season, and I feel like he can maybe add a few more. Let's get Toby Sibic onto the bench. Josh Janelli's got fitness issues. George Grant wants to play. Do we play George Grant over Alan Forrest? You know what? I'm going to do it. We're going to give George Grant a game. Alan Forrest, I guess we can bring him on from the bench. Smith played okay last time out, I'm not going to lie, but I will put Nathaniel Atkinson back in. And again, Nielsen played okay too, but I rested Kingsley for this game, so I'm going to put Kingsley back in. And Sander Clark didn't have much to do, but Craig Gordon has to come back into the team. So guys, that's going to be it. It's going to be Gordon, Atkinson, Halkett, Kingsley, Cochrane, Devlin, Benjamin, Matt Ritchie, George Grant, Barry Mackay, and Lawrence Shankland up front. So that's our team. Be interesting to see what Hibs' team is going to be looking like. How will they line up? What will their starting 11 be? And I can confirm it's Captain Davy Marshall, Chris Caden, Ryan Porteous, Paul Hanlon, Marion Cabraja, Rocky Bushuri, Noah Kenny, Martin Boyle, McGuinness, Johan and Melkerson. I'm looking at this team and straight away it looks a wee bit defensive. I'm spotting... How many defenders have they got? Are they playing 5 at the back? Looks like they could be playing 5 at the back. Might be 5 at the back, actually. It's important that we take... We're expected to win. We're expected to win against rivals. Come on, lads. Let's do it. Let's do it. What's the secret behind your good home record? It's all down to hard work. It's all, and having good players. The fact that Shankland's got 20 goals this season helps as well. So, yeah, there's lots of reasons why we've got a good home record. But I'm not giving you away all my secrets. And they're actually not playing 5 at the back. They're playing 4 at the back with Bashuri in the middle of the park now. So that's pretty interesting to see Rocky Bashuri in the midfield. So we'll see how he gets on. Straight away, I kind of fancy us now to win this midfield battle. Speaking of that, Rocky Bashuri was on the ball there. Martin Boyle, oh no, Martin Boyle just bursts away from Barry Mackay, just like a fucking just exploded away from him. And Rocky Bashuri, oh my god, no way, it's Rocky Bashuri. And I just spent, oh, it's not going to count, thank God for that. I would have felt like such a fucking idiot. I've basically just been bashing Rocky Bashuri there at the start of this game and saying he's this and saying he's that. We'll put it on extended highlights, by the way, because it's the Edinburgh Derby. But yeah, I've just been saying how he's going to be like a liability in midfield, and then he does that sort of fucking defence cutting pass. Wow. It was a great... I mean, just because Johan was offside doesn't mean it wasn't a good pass. It was a very good pass, but thankfully for us, it won't count. And let's see here. Let's encourage the players, because I tell you what, I don't think we've started too well, if I'm being honest. So we're going to encourage Bashuri back to Porteous. Porteous out to Caden. Caden now tracks inside to Rocky Bashuri. Porteous to Hanlon. Hanlon out to Cabraja. Cabraja now plays up to Ewan. Ewan spins around, finds Kenny. Kenny strikes it, it's blocked, it's Boyle, and that one's well over the bar. Martin Boyle, normally prolific, normally very accurate, but not on that occasion. And Malik Tillman's been accurate at Ibrox because he has put Rangers 1-0 in front, so Rangers have the lead in that one. So the home side's winning the derby in Glasgow. Hopefully the home side can take the lead in this derby here in Edinburgh. But at the moment, I can't lie, it's pretty much all Hibs here. Hibs are definitely having the better of the first half an hour. Martin Boyle, corner, whipped in, headed, oh, and it's headed over the bar. Right. Let's see here. What can we do? What can we do here? I'm going to in transition, out of possession. So let's lower the line a little bit because I feel like stop crosses. Yeah, let's stop crosses because tackling. I want to get stuck in as well. Let's do that. And here we go. Porteous then, short free kick. Bashuri to Caden. Hibs just holding on to it at the back at the moment. Caden, I don't even know who he's looking for there, but Cochrane will have that all day long. Cochrane to Devlin back to Kingsley, and we're not really being able to get our way out our own half here, but looks like we might have something going now. Devlin plays it out to Matt Ritchie. What can Matt Ritchie do? Ritchie tries to play in Devlin, it's not great, and Hibs will get rid of it. McGuinness is injured, Kingsley chest sat down, and yeah, we haven't really offered much in this game at all. But Barry Mackay, what can he do? Can he spark us into life? It's Barry Mackay. He can't. Oh no! Shankland's not scored that. What? Ah, man. I celebrate it, but it didn't go in. Fuck. I need to see that again. How did it not go in, actually? That's the big question. How did that one not go in? I could have swore that was in. It looked destined to go in. But it somehow, in the end, hasn't went in. That's I don't know, man. That's mad. It's a tackle from Atkinson. It's through to Cabraja. Oh, and it's saved. I think Craig Gordon got something on that. He did. It's going to be a corner. Great save from Craig Gordon. Martin Boyle now with the delivery. It's headed over the bar. Way over the bar, to be exact. So, yeah, we live to fight another day here. Still, that disallowed goal for Yuan is the only one that's crossed the line, but thankfully for us didn't count. And it looks like we're going to get into half-time 0-0. So, we're 6 points ahead. I mean, let's be real. A draw here wouldn't be the end of the world, but I want us to at least do more in the second half. Let's see here. I don't like what I saw for the team, and the players have reacted pretty well, so I guess they don't like what they saw either. You know what, we will give it like 10 minutes, and then if nothing's happened, I will look to change things up here, because, yeah, at the moment, we're just not doing a lot. We haven't been good enough. And it could be maybe tactical changes, or it could just be personnel changes, but we definitely need to make changes. That's something that has to be done. Hanlon to Kenny, back to Marshall. Marshall now to Hanlon again. And Hibs just having their own wee way of it at the moment. Hibs are doing okay. They've brought on Henderson. And Johan appears to be, I don't think Johan's going to finish the game. He looks injured, so I don't know. I mean, hopefully it's not a bad injury, even though he is a rival player. Don't want to see anybody get injured, of course. And that's good there for Shankland. He comes back, he gets the ball. Devlin then pings it out to Mackay. This could be it. This could be the opening. Barry Mackay spins around. Oh my God, that's brilliant. And it's George Grant, I believe. No, it's not. It's his own goal. It's Paul Hanlon. Paul Hanlon. I thought the touch came off George Grant, but no, it's come off Paul Hanlon. And Hearts celebrate an own goal in the corner there. So every goal counts. It's not exactly the goal that we're 100% proud of, but it's a goal nonetheless, and we have the lead here over Hibs in what could be probably the most crucial Edinburgh derby we've maybe played this entire save, because even though I say that as if we've played like 10 seasons, I know we're only in season 1, and it is only the second Edinburgh derby, but still, I think that point stands. It is only the second Edinburgh derby, isn't it? Or is this the third one? Fuck, can't remember. I think it's the second. Point being it. Oh no! Point being is, I mean, a win here pretty much seals European football for us next season, so that is why this is such a big game. We're going to go balanced now. With instructions. Let's drop it a little bit deeper here, because I feel like Hibs are doing a bit better than I would have liked them to do. We're going to regroup, we're going to hold possession. In possession, we're going to slow down the pace, we're going to slow down the tempo. And we'll start to waste a bit of time, because why not? You know, we're in control at the moment. We're in the lead. And we will make, Hibs are making changes, so we'll make some changes too. And in terms of our changes, what we're going to do, George Grant's having a good game apparently. Matt Ritchie's pleased. Barry Mackay's doing okay. Matt Ritchie's going to come off though. And we'll bring on Alan Forrest on the right hand side. Cochrane's on a yellow. He's not had the greatest game either, has he? Maybe we'll take him off. I think we will take Cochrane off. You know what? I'm going to put Kingsley out on the left, and we're going to bring on... Who are we going to bring on here? Spoilt for choice, guys. We're going to bring on Toby Civic. There you go, we'll do that. And Atkinson's on a yellow. You know what? We'll bring on Michael... Or do we bring on Lewis Nielsen, actually? Oh, man. Tough. I'll bring on the Rolls Royce. Like I said, he never lets me down, so... I guess I'll give him a chance to let me down. Defend. Stephen Kingsley will not put him on defend, although apparently his best trait is to defend. Alright, okay, we'll put him on defence if that's really what he wants to do. But yeah, I think we're getting to the stage now where Rangers are 2-0 against Celtic. Malik told me a game with a double, so looks like Rangers are going to win that derby. Hopefully we can hold on and win this one. Forrest now. Long ball out to Mackay. Barry Mackay going to look to do something here, but oh my God, Benenjami's absolutely skied that one. Terrible connection from Benenjami. We're currently on balance. I'm going to go with cautious here with 15 minutes to go, and I'm going to praise the team because I guess we're doing alright. I will praise them. Devlin plays it inside to Benenjami to Barry Mackay. Barry Mackay playing for Shanklin. Shanklin, can he get busted? Oh, he puts it wide. Not great there from Lawrence Shankland. Oh, we might have won a corner, actually. It was a corner, so it took a deflection off somebody. Not too sure who, but we get the corner. Barry Mackay ready to take this one with 8.5 minutes to go. Looked like he did waste 10 there, didn't he? Back post, that's it. Lawrence Shankland meets the ball. The cross came in for Barry Mackay, and that's 2-0, and that should do it. And yeah, that's absolutely, I'm buzzing. So let's make some changes then. Who are we gonna... You know what, we'll bring on Gary Mackay, Stephen. I'll take off Barry Mackay, and we will bring on... you know what? We'll bring on... Who are we gonna bring on here? We'll bring on Lewis Nielsen. and we'll take off Halkett, because Halkett is a wee bit tired, and wow, we should be able to see this out 2-0 for here. Yeah, I'd be disappointed if we do not. Devlin just gets rid of that one. I don't know if he had to give away a corner there, but whatever, he's decided that's the way he wants to do it, so Hibs will have the corner, but nothing came from it. And unless they can offer something up here in the last 5 minutes, it's going to be a win for us. It's Rocky Bashuri. Plays it to Martin Boyle. Martin Boyle been really quiet in this game, and that's headed away by Nielsen. Back in, no, and that's, oh, it's wide. That was probably it. Kevin Nisbet puts it wide. If that goes in, of course, it's going to be a nervy last 5 minutes, but with them missing there, surely they needed that to go in there to have any chance of getting a result for this game. I think now we should be able to hold on. I don't want to say it with 100% confidence, but it's looking pretty good. But Gary Mackay-Steven now cuts inside, finds Shankland, and he just blasts it over there. So, don't know what Shankland was playing at. I guess it helps him when he doesn't have the likes of Humphreys and the boys on the bench. He can miss all he wants. It's not like he can get replaced. Marshall then will pick that up with 10 seconds remaining. Davy Marshall holding on to the ball. Doesn't really matter what he does here. There's no way Hibs can win this game or get a draw for this game, but he launches it up. Devlin's first to it. Cammy Devlin gets tackled from behind. And that's it, guys. It's all over. Aberdeen also got a late goal. They've beat Ross County by a 1-0. And you know what? I've got to be honest, I don't really think we deserved that. I thought Hibs were played pretty well. I don't know if I think we've been a bit lucky there, but we'll give them credit. And you know what? I'll take that, because there's been plenty of games where I think we've deserved to win and we haven't got it. So, you know what? I'm happy enough with that. So, scoring streak, yep, great. Good times. Squad is determined. Good to beat your rivals today, Jay. Absolutely fucking brilliant. That's what it was, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Hearts prevail in the Edinburgh Derby. Johnson unhappy. You love to see it. Hearts make it 5 unbeaten. And it should have been 5 wins in a row, really, because we bottled that Dundee United game. Although, we literally did rescue a point in the last kick of the game as well. So, good chance there for Rangers to drop points and for us to catch them, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, I don't know. But I'm still going to try and get second place, but Rangers winning the Old Firm Derby really didn't help us. Nathaniel Atkinson has got fines for picking up a amount of yellow cards. We're 4 points behind Rangers and we've still got a game in hand. So that's just how things play out. I mean, if Rangers had a drawn against Celtic, we could have potentially went above them had we won our game in hand, but unfortunately they beat them. So the gap between us, if we win our game in hand, we go 10 points behind Celtic. I mean, I wouldn't say the league's on, but here, 10 points is 10 points, isn't it? 10 points is pretty close. And we also have Celtic in the Scottish Cup as well, so lots of games coming thick and fast. What's our schedule looking like going forward? January is going to be, the end of January is going to be a big month, so next time, guys, we're gonna finish January. We're gonna play the St Mirren, Aberdeen. We're gonna play the Scottish Cup 4th round tie against Celtic, and we're also gonna play the game against Livy. And I tell you what, we will probably do the transfer deadline day as well. So yeah, looking forward to it. January, a big month, and then look at February as well. Rangers, Celtic, playing both members of the Old Firm. Doesn't get any easier, does it? No, definitely not, but I wouldn't want it to be easy. Wouldn't want to have an easy ride. I'm happy with how things are going, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm pretty happy with the team, I'm happy with the squad, I'm happy with the way we're playing, but of course it is January. If you did want to change anything, now is a pretty good time to do it, so who knows? Maybe we'll come back in a couple of days and we might have a few changes made. There is a player that I'm keeping an eye on. If you want to know who that player is, it is Lee Irwin. So, obviously he's played in the Scottish Premiership before. He's currently a free agent. However, he seems to be rated pretty highly in this game, and his last spell at a club, he done pretty well. FC Haka in Finland. He made 16 appearances and had 13 goals, so that's a very good goal scoring return. And just in terms of stats, I mean, he is like overall statistics of the player, he seems to be rated pretty well. I think for a wage we could get him for about $2,000, and in terms of ability he's 3.5 stars, the same as Lawrence Shankland. So I think he could be a good signing, because on paper he's better than Liam Boyce, and Stephen Humphreys is only on loan. There's no guarantee that we'll keep Stephen Humphreys at the club. So I mean, yeah, this guy could be our second best striker, you know, and according to these figures here, these stats, he is pretty much level with Shankland. So I think it'd be a bit of a no-brainer to try and sign the guy. So let me know, guys. Let me know if you want me to sign him. I'll put a poll up on the channel, and we'll find out whether or not Lee Irwin becomes a Jambo. But that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, guys, been Scotland 90. Thanks for watching, and peace.